Hey everybody. Um, so today is January 1st, 2018. I don't know if y'all can feel it, but it feels amazing. There's something that's really amazing about the energy that's happening right now on the planet. And like I said, I got a feeling I know there's going to be something big happen collectively for humanity that's going to happen this year. And I got a feeling I know what it is, and we'll talk about that more on Thursdays, because Thursdays are going to be Thoughtful Thursdays. So we'll have Magical Mondays and Thoughtful Thursdays. Magical Mondays, I want to talk to you about altars and ritual and bringing magic back into your life and allowing yourself to, hey Kyla, allowing yourself to fully engage in the magic that's around you, the energy that's around you. We are magical beings. The fact that you are here, just think about that. Just think about how many sperms and how many eggs are on the planet, and two got together, an egg and a sperm got together, and you're here. I mean, really, think about that. I think each woman carries, I think I've heard like 1 billion eggs. I know men carry 1 billion sperm. It's a whole freaking world. Isn't that something? The potential for a whole world right there, right there. So in each one, what is that saying that you can count the apples on a tree, but you can't count the trees in an apple? Or something like that, a seed. I think it's a seed. You can't count the trees. You can count the seeds in an apple, but you can't count the trees in a seed, or something like that, or the apples in a seed. But y'all know what I'm talking about. So, like I say, Magical Monday. So today we're going to talk about the Ancestral Altar. I have an Ancestral Altar that I have put up in one of the rooms in the house. And it is a powerful place. I come here often and I sit and I just be with the ancestors, and I get to look at my lineage. So I place them on the wall so that I can look at my lineage and actually really take in all of them, take them in and know that this is part of me. These people and I carry the same DNA. So I know that as I work on my own healing, I'm also healing them. I'm healing the past and I'm healing the future. You know, that's coming. So that is something that I really want to talk with you about today. So as we look at the altar, we will see that there are so many different components to the altar. What I have on here right now, I have, there's water. And water is an element. It reminds us to flow. That is the most, it is the most of what is on earth. And it is also the most of what's in our body. You know, we're 75% water. The earth is 75% water. So there's a correlation there that I find very, very amazing. Because as I watched my daughter, who recently gave birth, and we will talk about that next week as we talk about naming ceremonies. But as I watched her grow, I kept going, well, where is the material coming from to create this new being? And I realized that it's coming from the earth. That's why we're the same as the earth. We're the very same. We're the very same components. Very same components. And I guess if we were on another planet, we would be of that. You know, we would be of that. So we're all connected. We're all completely connected. So we have water on the altar. And we have fire on the altar. So those are things, those are elements. We're bringing in the fire. I like to have all the elements on here. Earth is represented by stone. The mineral kingdom is represented by stone. So I have stones on the altar. I put fruit on the altar to offer the ancestors. And a lot of times you hear people say, oh, that's ancestral worship. No, it's not ancestral worship. It's actually ancestral honoring. It's honoring who we have been, where we've come from. And I really hope that my progeny, you know, chooses to honor me and remember me. And so many times, you know, as we look around and we see the different places. I will tell you, Europeans are very aware of the power of calling forth names, calling forth people's names and calling their energy in. Because as you see, we have so many things that are named after European. We have Mount McKinley. We have what is this pass up here? I can't even think. But Stapleton, you know, we have plethora of things that we can look around and see that they're named after ancestors. And the reason that's done like that is because that empowers that energy still, that keeps that energy empowered. So just understand that that's part of what is going on as we're saying our ancestors' names, is we're empowering that energy. And so we can remember and remind ourselves to do that, to call on them, call forth. Their energy is still here with us. We can, and they want to help. They want to help. You know, they want to help. Just think about if you were on the other side, you know, and you're seeing your family. Wouldn't you want to help them? So yeah, it's the same. It's the same. So just, so I have pictures of my ancestors. There are, like I say, there's fruit, because I feed them. I put coffee out because I know that they liked coffee. Sometimes I put cream in it for those who like cream, sugar for those who like sugar. Occasionally I'll put some rum up here or some alcohol, because I had some that enjoyed alcohol. Some enjoyed alcohol just a little bit too much. So, you know, these are some of the things that I offer, and just in keeping connection, letting them know that I'm thinking about them. And so this wall of ancestors, I call it the wall of ancestors. And there's even there's a sign here that was in my grandmother's room, in the kitchen of the house that I spent many, many holidays in. And my grandmother's, my great-grandmother and great-grandfather built that home. And so it's a beautiful thing to actually to have that connection. And I have an acorn on the, actually it's a pecan, never mind. It's a pecan, because we used to have pecan trees in the yard. Pecan trees, pecan, I'm from the South. So we have these trees, and we went back home recently. Well, it's not been recently now, it's like 10 years ago. And I went and I picked up some pecans and brought them back. And I remember we would get, my grandmother and I and my brother, Brian, we would get huge bags of pecans, the garbage bags, the green bags, fill them up with pecans, and then take them out and sell them for like $10. And I just think about that now. I'm like, that's like liquid gold now. So, you know, just thinking about that, that was an amazing, you know, thought about that. And then recently we had my uncle who passed in October, and he was put on the ancestral altar. And so that has been, that was interesting to have someone who had been living put on the ancestral altar, because since I built it, you know, everyone had already passed. And so that was a very interesting thing. And then recently we had another loss, a pet companion who had been with us for 13 years, Kalis, passed over, and I have his collar on the ancestral altar at this time, and I will be putting a picture up of him. My daughter and I will do a little ritual and put him on the altar. So just wanted to give you a little bit about the ancestral altar. I burn incense on here. It's things that I think are important. There's a rattle on here that actually belonged to, I believe, one of my aunts, I believe. So it's really interesting to look around and see these people who were significant in my life, you know, still here, and still feel their presence. So that's what the ancestral altar does. It allows you to really hone in on some of the energies that your people, you know, this is your DNA, this is your DNA strand, and it allows you to hone in on that energy and allow you to bring that in with you. So I would definitely suggest, if you have a space in your home, and it doesn't require, this is pretty elaborate, doesn't require all that, just put up, some pictures. You do not want to add pictures of those living, though. If you're building an ancestral altar, do not put those who are living with those who have passed on, because then you're inviting them to be an ancestor. And we don't want to do that right now. They'll be there soon enough, we all will. So, yeah, just pictures of those who have gone on, your DNA, and then you feel that. You just kind of feel what's next. But the elements are, fire, water, air, and earth. So those are the elements that you want to make sure that you have. And you put a plant on there, and that could represent that. The food represents earth also. So those are things that you can put up here to actually represent all the elements. And that's about it. And so have fun with this, and if you know of things, if you know particular things about, well, grandma, she liked that, that Nestea. She liked that Nestea. Then fix her a cup of Nestea every now and then and share it with her. I actually had a friend who said that they put rum and water out, and they said that, in a cup one day for their ancestral altar, and they came back the next day and all the rum was gone. So because somebody really wanted to drink some rum. So just know that this is something that you can do, and I look forward to hearing your comments and hearing about your work with your ancestors as you begin to open this up, and as you begin to introduce, this is a place to introduce your children to your ancestors, to actually have this in a space for you to be able to see that. So I look forward to sharing with you more on Magical Mondays. Next Monday, we're going to talk about naming ceremonies, because we will have had a naming ceremony in my home. So I look forward to sharing that with you. Thank you. Have a good, blessed day.